Hi YouTube, RoblinX1 here, and today I'm going to do for you another Arrow review. So let's get started. The title of today is Episode 8, Vendetta. Now, Vendetta is the part 2 of Helena's origin story for Arrow. And as I said in my last review, this is where Helena's story starts to get a little less interesting. And this is not me. And most fans actually agree that the Helena stories aren't as strong as the rest of the season. Like, the Huntress stories are some of the more weaker points of Arrow Season 1. I think this has more to do with the fact that maybe it's the actress who plays her, or how Helena is kind of less interesting than what was originally thought. And once again, the episode deals with heroes killing other people for the sake of justice, paralleling Oliver's arc to avoid killing people. And we see Huntress and Oliver take two very different sides in this story in regards to the killing. The episode sees Oliver training Helena to become a hero, even teaching her how to use a bow and arrow. Helena seems to go along with this. However, again, as I said, argues with his philosophy, believing that killing people is a good thing. Oliver takes the philosophy that you don't have to kill people in order to do justice. Whilst this is a good theory, Oliver has killed people as the vigilante or hood guy, and it's very hypocritical when he says, oh, well, you don't have to kill people to be a good hero. Because Oliver has indeed killed people, and it's interesting to see him try to justify himself for doing so. And this character is, and Oliver as a character is a very tainted hero, and for him, right and wrong have blurred together. And Huntress and Green Arrow are the grey area superheroes of the DC universe. People will justify themselves into doing anything. Like, they will try and provide reasons for why they would do something. Like, people who kill people justify why they should keep killing people. Like, oh, he did this to me, so I killed him. And then, oh, he did that to me, so I kill him. And it's very interesting to see how justification works in Oliver's mind. And whilst Oliver attempts to justify himself, it's very interesting to see that Helena flat out kills people and shows no remorse for doing it. Like, she doesn't feel bad and feels it's a necessary evil to get rid of her family. And it's a very interesting parallel between Helena and Oliver. And Helena is really what Oliver could have been. Had Oliver just have become a deranged, killer? This is Helena sort of is the opposite to him. Like, they're the same type of hero, but Helena is the dark aspects, and Oliver is the light aspects. Like, Helena is literally everything that Oliver could be, and Helena is everything that Oliver is trying not to be. And I just think that is really, really interesting. And Oliver is trying desperately to change her, so that in a way he can sort of change himself at the same time. He's sort of remodeling himself in his relationship. And as Diggle points out, Helena has changed. She changed the day her fiancé was murdered. And Oliver has also changed. He changed when he was stranded on an island for 5 years. And really, these two characters' path has already been set into motion. As the episode continues, we see Oliver try to keep his relationship with Helena going, desperately trying to hold on to something that isn't going to work. And there is this awful, awkward scene in the middle of the episode where Helena and Oliver, Laurel and Tommy are all sat at a table. The scene was, again, very awkward, and the aftermath was just even worse. Tommy and Helena storm out of the restaurant, and Helena accuses Oliver of hurting her. Before they were all sitting down, however, Tommy and Oliver both said it wasn't a good idea. And like the girls just said, why not? Yeah, let's sit down together. And although Oliver shouldn't have sat down at a table with his current girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend, Helena was advised against it beforehand. So, as a guy, I completely disagree with Helena's reaction, because she was warned against it beforehand. So Tommy storms out because Laurel confronts Oliver about Tommy's job offer, which Tommy hadn't told Oliver about. Laurel hadn't even checked in with Tommy to see if he had asked about the job. This didn't really help the situation. As for Tommy, he has always been secure in money, and now he isn't, which brings me to my next point. Tommy later reveals that he felt like he couldn't bring anything to the relationship. They have just started dating. There's nothing to bring to the table. Tommy doesn't have any money and needs to pull himself together and find a job. Just for him. And this is one of my major criticisms about relationships. It is that people tend to think in a relationship, at least in my experience, that you need to bring a level of commitment into a relationship early on. To me, I don't think you need to, based on, again, personal experiences. in my personal experience, someone who asks, you need to have a job and have money to support me, isn't the right person for you. A person who is willing to accept you the way you are and doesn't care about the money like Laurel does is someone worth having and worth loving, in my opinion. And Laurel doesn't have the right to ask for anything major and is with him regardless of the money. And Tommy really shows his insecurity this episode. And his insecurity really stems from Oliver himself. He still sees it that it's Oliver and Laurel who will always be together. Now, whilst Oliver and Laurel don't see it this way, they have gone their separate ways. Yes, they are friends, but they have gone their separate ways. They are now dating separate people. And neither Helena nor Tommy has asked with the two whether the two actually love each other anymore. They're insecure and unable to rise above their insecurities. And really, my major criticisms with this episode is the shipping. Not that I ship, but really, it's the whole Helena and Tommy and Helena and Oliver, Laurel, and Oliver, Tommy, and Laurel. It's just the shipping that I didn't like, as the shipping really just made it awkward, and I didn't like that. However, I did like the reappearance of Felicity Smoke, who helped Walter uncover Moira's list of names. Because Walter is attempting to uncover his wife's secret, and it also meant we were one step closer to uncovering what the undertaking was all about. And Felicity Smoke, every scene she appears in is just great. I love it. This episode wasn't as strong as it could have been and had many awkward scenes that sort of took me out of the story. However, it did contain a nice paralleling story regarding Oliver and Helena and the nature of grey area superheroes. So I really liked that. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this episode. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall speak to you all soon. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, so you can watch more Arrow reviews. And also comment if you have any comments. And yeah.